Okay guys, we're getting ready to head back up in here. So I'll kind of explain what we're doing here and everything. I just wanted to show you that with that suspends, I actually moved it back a little further. Then I bought this little handle here to pull it with. Seems to be working out good, but you'll see how far. I mean, this is a hell of a cruise back up in here. I mean, you can actually park your truck back here. I mean, you could actually go back here, put your kayak out, then drive your truck back here. I think you can even park back here, but it's about, you know, you get in the water, then you come back, someone could bust all your windows out, you know, whatever, you know. I mean, there's so much criminal activity, it's not safe to do it. But what we're doing here is we're going to get in the river and we're going to kayak down to where this town is. The town's like right beside us, but it takes a little longer in the water. And we're looking for the old grist mill. But they must have dug out a canal to run the grist mill, but I don't know where it's at. I have an old map that shows it, but I haven't been able to find it. So I think the only way we're going to find it is the thing's getting a little fast on me. Well, we're going downhill right now. It's cruising too. I can feel it like it's going to pass me. But if we get in the water, I think I should be able to find it. And the reason I need to find it is because I need to know the cornfields that I need to get permission for. I mean, yesterday I went back to the Indian village and I metal detected the other permission. I found a large set and that was it, but the footage got all messed up. But the first time I was down here, I just walked down to here and I was like, well, hell, where are you on the launch from? Because there's nowhere to launch here, but you got to go back further back. That's where this cart comes in handy, you know what I mean? I just got to get it in a good spot to pull it. I mean, I think I have it, but I still think maybe I need to move it up a little closer to the front. But there's no way I'd be able to carry it back here. Then while we're headed down there, we're on a stop. There's probably like 3 islands, and we're going to stop at each one of them and get out and see if we can find some Indian artifacts. I was down here last weekend and there was a guy that was out here looking, and he said he's found them here. And like I said, with that Indian village being right down the road, I mean, I think I got high hopes that we can find them. I just don't know what to look for. I've never done it before, so I bought a book that kind of tells you and shows you what to look for. I've read a couple pages. I really haven't read it all yet, so hopefully that'll help me. Okay guys, we're in the water. Yeah, it took a little bit to get in the water because it was so shallow coming out of there, and I'm trying to do my best not to get wet. I could have waded out into it, but I didn't want to do that. I still got a little bit of mud on me, but we're good to go. But even in here, the water is pretty shallow, so it's basically just trying to find a route to go where I don't have to worry about getting out of the boat is what I'm gonna be doing. But you can see how we're coming up on all that debris. But I'll try to explain a lot because I've actually researched this river a lot in this area, and it used to fork off up here and go one way and go left and right. Then there was like 2 little islands in there. Well, now when I looked it up recently, it looks like one of them don't have no water in it. I mean, I'm sure it does when it floods, but for right now it doesn't have no water, so we'll have to go right instead of left. But I think that's where we're on a park and go up on the island and see if we can find some arrowheads and stuff like that, and hopefully we can find some bottles. But I've been talking to a lot of people and they say a lot of the the older bottles and stuff where there was dumps, they don't find them in the rivers, they find them in the little creeks that run into the rivers. So I'll keep that in mind, because we'll probably do some of that too, some hunting in the creeks, because I know a lot of creeks that are around a lot of old stuff. So, but look at all this debris, man. Ain't that unreal? I don't even see how guys, I seen people down here with boats the last time, but someone told me if you have a flat bottom boat, you don't need that. You need like 6 inches of water or something. But I mean, I don't even know how them guys were getting into water, because I had a hell of a time doing it. I just kept jiggling back and forth, and I finally got into water where I'd float. But I think this is pretty shallow right here. I'm just hoping that the rest ain't. I mean, it's wide, but this side over here is where actually the water treatment plant is on this side over here. I mean, it's a little bit ways down the road, but not very far, because there looks like there's something right here already. But a lot of times when they put in bridges, they leave the old bridge so they don't have to reroute the traffic. Then they build the new bridge, then they move it. So they literally move the road to the new bridge is what they do. That's why things change so much. So this here looks like some kind of structure. Here's some old structure. But we're not where we need to be, where the grist mill was. But I noticed on the other side, I seen some like rock formations like this over on the other side too. So the only thing I can think of is this is probably where the old bridge was. I mean, it was pretty low to the water, but hopefully you guys can see it. I mean, can you see that old structure over there? See, I mean, there's some wood pillars coming out here too. So this is probably, I bet you down there where that other bridge is that I found, I bet you it was the same way. There was just the rock part is gone. Maybe they took it out of there when they put that park in there. Well, I'm gonna get off here, guys. It's gonna be a little bit of a rough one getting through here, so I'll get back to you when we get closer down there. Okay, guys, it's so peaceful back in here. Hear them birds? But we're coming up on that first island. I kind of seen a little campsite back here. I don't know if that was a homeless, I mean, it was a big campsite. I don't know if it was a homeless people, or it was just someone's legit campsite and on their property. But it seemed like a lot of stuff. But someone could live back in here and no one would know they were here, you know what I mean? And I don't think the boats would come down this way. I think they went upstream is what I think. But there's a lot of search area here. But we're coming up on that island right now. So you can see how big it is. It's as big as the whole river. Because it looks like we're gonna have to get out anyways, because we're running into that shallow water already. I don't have to hook the rope back up. I bought that short rope so I didn't have to use the big rope, because I actually bought that big rope so in case I had to tie off somewhere. I didn't buy it to drag the kayak, so that other thing will work a lot better. That's why I bought it. But you can see the water's shallow over here too. It's gonna be a bear going back though. It's gonna take me a long time to get back to the truck. Because when you look at a map, it don't look like I have to go that far, but it's a cruise back in here. I mean, it's not as far as we did the last time when we came up to the dam, but it's probably at least half of that, at least. And you can see it's all shallow in here. I probably could have shot down there, I guess, but I'm gonna stop here at this island. I could probably kayak through that. But I can guarantee you, I mean, I haven't even touched it. I'm in the water. I mean, it's not real cold, but it's cold. Because I haven't even got wet yet. Like I said, I got waterproof boots on, so as long as I don't have to go up to my knees, I'll be good as gold. But I'll get back to you guys. We're gonna go up on this island here. And basically, unless we're not in the right spot, there's no way for me to know until I get out of this kayak. But the river used to fork that way and go around, and there was like 2 islands in here. That's if we're at the place that I'm thinking we are, but I don't know for sure until I get out and look at my phone. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as we get up on this island. So basically, guys, we got to paddle back out, and we're just going to take this hard water so we don't have to walk as much, because we're definitely going to be walking a lot on the way back. But you can see all that is there's something in there. I mean, some of it's pretty rough, but like I said, when you come up on the rough stuff, just paddle real hard and stay away from it. See, like here, I don't really want to run into that, so I'm just gonna paddle around it. Then there's some bigger trees up here, so all you do is just paddle hard and hope for the best. And we don't want to get in the water, man, because the water is pretty cold. But I didn't want to walk around this whole island. I looked around on the island, I didn't really see anything, but like I said, I really don't know what I'm doing anyways. So until I get that book completed and learn what to look for, because a lot of times people go and they sift, so you have to find like certain type of dirt and stuff like that to sift through to find the stuff. But I didn't see anything. I found like some little tweezers, stainless steel tweezers, some long ones, like some kind of, for like a tooling, it's a tooling tool. But see, we made it through there. But it's, like I said, I don't know, I doubt if we'll be able to go back up it. I'll try, because I really don't want to get out of the kayak that much. But it's nice out here. And like I said, you know, with these kayaks, when you buy the cheap kayaks, they're not as stable. So like this wilderness system, yeah, it costs twice as much money as one of those cheap ones. I mean, this thing costs about $1,100. But if you bought, like if I would have bought that one for, I think it was, I could have got it for probably like a little under $600. More than likely, I'd be in the water a lot, because it's not as stable. Actually, when I climbed into this, I just stood up in the middle of it and sat down is what I did. Then I had to jiggle a little bit to get out of that light water, and that was it. Then I'm back down, because you know, the way to get in a kayak, you actually have to get down like a crab backwards and hold on to the back of the kayak and slide your feet in. Well, I'm too old, I can't get down that far. I've been trying, practicing at home so I could do it, but I can't do it. I'm too old, I can't get down that low. But I tried, and that's how, you know, so for someone that's older, you want a stable kayak. You don't want one of the ones that are just real, I mean, they're just unstable because they don't make them. That's why the kayaks cost more money. They're mostly made out of the same type of material. Some of them are different, higher quality stuff, but most of it's the design of it. So that's why they cost more money. And this one is a good kayak. That's why I got it. Because I thought I was going to get the cheaper one, but then I just thought about it, you know, I mean, because I'm going to be using it a lot. I don't know if I was thinking about doing some like kayaking up by Lake Erie and stuff, but I need a bigger one. So that'll be in the future. When I get this down and I'm in better shape, I'll probably see about doing that. Then we'll go up and hit those beaches up at Lake Erie and do some metal detecting on those beaches. Then we can just go to each one, you know, we could go in from the water and pull in and do them. That was my idea. But so we're actually coming up on the other one now, and it's the same. Well, you gotta think, I'll show you that map when we get closer to the town, to where I think I know where the grist mill was, and right now I don't. So I'm just cruising down through here, because the town, the town's non-existent now. I mean, if you drove through, there's stuff there, but it's just non-existent. You would never know that there was a big town there at one time, but not a real big town, but it was a thriving little community. And they had that grist mill. I mean, and that's what we want to find. We want to get in those cornfields and search, because I have a friend on YouTube and Instagram, and that's what he's doing now, is he searches this old mill from like the 1600s where they used to make paper, and he finds all kinds of stuff, old coins and stuff, because they would use used material like clothes and stuff, and you know, people might leave a coin or something in the pockets, and he's finding all this stuff. I mean, just like killer stuff from the Civil War and everything. And that's what he was telling me, that I should, you know, try to get around one of those old grist mills, even though this one wouldn't be the same, but they've been there for so long, and there was a lot of people that worked there that it's possible they dropped a lot of stuff. So I'll get back to you guys. I'm gonna go up and check out this island. Okay guys, we are at on the island that we want to be. So basically that canal that they dug out would have been right in here. So we're just I'm just looking on the island. I mean, I found some busted crocks, some glass. I'm still trying to find an arrowhead or something. But it's pretty, I mean, this is a big island. So this is where the river, so basically, I mean, the river's over on the other side too. I'm sure it's filled when it's flooded back here. But this would be the direction we would go. So the town's like right here. So we're basically right where the town was. Then if we go down this way, I'm not for sure if I'm going to paddle down there yet. I'm thinking about it, because basically the dam's probably just around this turn right here. So it really wasn't as far as I thought it would be. But I'm still hoping to find some Indian artifacts, something. I mean, there's a lot of bricks. You can tell some of the bricks are like extremely old, because they don't have shape to them anymore. See, there's just like busted glass. But there's really, to me, there's not a lot. But I was talking to that one dude I met a week ago, and he said what it is these islands are usually at least 60% of the year they're underwater. So all the lighter material gets washed off and it just leaves the heavy stuff, like the rocks. So that's why you're not finding, that's why I don't find anything on these little islands. And that one day I found that bottle, that might have been something I just washed in there. I mean, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that I could find something. Plus this island's huge. But I'm pretty, I mean, like I said, I just started reading that book. But I think if I saw an arrowhead or a spearhead, I would know what it was, you know what I mean? And I got eyes like a hawk from looking for coins and stuff. But I definitely haven't seen anything. But you gotta think all this would be underwater. It's kind of weird, because when I went on that my app, there's actually some company that owns this or something. I mean, it's called Appalachia something Industries. That don't make any sense. Why would they own this? What would you do with this? So I don't know if it has something to do with like minerals or something. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't think anybody would own it. But you know, like I said, I mean, I don't know if they would say something. If I don't know. I mean, if someone came out here and told me I had to leave or something, I'd leave. But you know, it's an island in the middle of the river. But you can tell. See, this is the bank here, so this has all been worked out by water. So this would all fill in. And this is the bigger, but like I said, this is an island too. So this water would be in here, then there's another island right here. I mean, it's huge. It's a huge area. I'm sure, I mean, I don't really know for sure, but I mean, I would think people would figure out a way to get back up in here, these people that are looking for, because this is like a big area for Indian activity. So I'm sure people figure out a way to get back up in here. That guy I was talking to, he said he would like to get him a cat. Huh. Yeah, I was like, man, there's no way that could be, because I hit it with my boot and it didn't move. I was like, man, there's no way a whole bottle could be in the ground like that, or a whole jar. This is an old mason jar here. I still think if I seen something, I mean, if you guys see something, let me know in the comment section. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll cock the camera down so you guys can see better. So here's some pop. Well, this is some kind of that milk glass. This is old too, but like I said, it's not really, it doesn't have any value. I know there's people out there that make jewelry out of this stuff, but it really don't have any value unless it was intact. I mean, if I found it, I'd want the whole piece. So this here don't have any value to me. But that guy, I mean, because I couldn't understand it either. I thought I'd just come up on these islands, man, there'd be stuff laying all over the place. But like he said, it's underwater, so all the light stuff washes into the river. So we're basically, this is another island. Here's some kind of hole, some animal or something is back here digging for something. Most of it's that kayak, because I got all that stuff on that kayak. Even though I'm on an island, I still worry, because man, there's so many thieving people out in the world, man. And I mean, it would suck if I got back to the kayak and it was missing, you know what I mean? It would suck having to get back to my truck. That's all I think about. And the way that kayak's painted, it's camouflage. I mean, you don't think because it's so bright looking, but when it's in those weeds like that, I can't even see it until I get practically on top of it. But see, look, so this actually here, when this would be flooded, you could actually kayak this, and this actually will run back into the river. So this is the other, but this is the island that we're on is basically the big one. So when you look at that map, I don't know if I said that yet, but I'll show you that map. And you can see like where the grist mill was, and that's basically back there where we were looking for it. That's not there. There's nothing there. But I enjoy this. I mean it's just fun. It's entertaining to me. I mean, it sucks when I have to get out of that kayak. I mean, I wish I could just get in it and kayak the whole way to wherever I'm going, but it don't work that way. Plus, I can tell the difference. I mean, I don't know how many trips we've done so far, but I can tell that I'm in better shape than I was when I started. Because I mean, I don't have as much problem getting out of that kayak. I mean, hell, that one trip we went on, I actually bent over to get in that compartment. I did something to my back, and my back was messed up for like a week. But I feel better, that I'm in better shape now than I was. See, this is all, that's what all this is. Crocs. But we'll definitely do these creeks, man. I don't know, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, because right now it's still too early to get into cornfields. I'm off tomorrow. I'm thinking about going to Lake Hope, because I'm looking about, I want to see about getting one of those metal detected permissions, because of those furnaces that are there. I think there would have been a campsite there where the workers would have been, and they ran that 24/7. And I wanted to see about getting a permit, and I'm going to go back and go into woods where those furnaces are, metal detect, see if I can find some old coins or old stuff, you know what I mean? Because they had to camp right beside it somewhere. And I think while we're there, I'm going to take my waders and we're going to check that beach one more time. I went down there a while back, a few weeks ago, and I didn't get anything. But that Diamond Gym and Papa Bear Detecting, they go there like 2 or 3 times a week. I'm sure they're not going to go there when the water's freezing cold. So I think if I go and get my waders on, I mean, they might have already detected it recently after people quit swimming there, but I mean, it's still possible that we can find something. And since I'm off and I need to go down there anyways, I need to go on a weekday so I can see about getting that permit, so their offices are open. Here's a liner right here. See, this is a liner from an old mason jar. So this is actually porcelain. I bet you if that dude was with me that I met last weekend, he'd be pulling all kinds of artifacts up off the ground. Because he showed me that working tool, it looked like a rock to me. But when I get that book, because I know this is more or less going to be pretty much the last trip in the kayak. Because, you know, it's been getting really cold in the mornings. I mean, this morning it was like 30 degrees. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be our last kayak trip for the year. So basically, by the time we get back here next year to see about coming down through here, I'll know more about what I'm looking for. And I got, like I said, I've already made sifters and stuff for these. So I wanted to go back over at Blacklick and go through it too. But I think we have big chances of finding artifacts in here. That dude I was talking about, he said when they put the road end over there by his house that they found like pottery and stuff, like full pottery when they dug out the road, and they actually sent it to his mom, that his mom's got it now, that the artifacts were returned to them because they owned the property. So I don't know if it was like the museum that was keeping it went bankrupt. There's a old plate. Look how thick that thing is, man. Look at that. Wouldn't it be nice to find that whole thing? There's a whole can. But they got the stuff, you know. I mean, I didn't ask to see it or anything, but I think that's pretty cool. So basically, I think the museum or something, just, you know, they basically closed it down. So the artifacts, since they came from that property and they owned it, they sent the artifacts to them, and they got them. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and kayak down through there, and but this is where it would be. So I'll show you that map, and you can see. So the town's on the other side of this, and there should be a canal right here running up that way for the grist mill. And you know, basically it would have been a hand. They would have dug it back then by hand. You know, however many men it took to dig it out. Because I was thinking, when I first read about it, I thought it was further down, but Darby Creek's too far down. Darby Creek's way down there. And I thought maybe it was fed by Darby Creek, but it wasn't. So basically there was a canal in here that they dug out, and then this water is how they ran the grist mill. So I'll just have to figure out a better way of finding it out, unless I talk, but there's nobody there. It's like a non-existent town. I mean, if there was people I could stop and talk to, maybe someone would know where it was or whatever, then I can just get those. So more than likely we'll probably end up getting permissions to those fields, and we'll just be wandering through it, hoping. Then we'll just wait until we come across a lot of material, you know, like nails and stuff. Then we'll stop and start metal detecting it and see if we find anything. But I'll get back to you guys if we find anything all the way down. But I'm gonna go ahead and kayak at least down to where I can see the dam, then I'm gonna turn around and head back. So I'll get back to you. So this here, guys, is the roughest water I've been in. But see, when you're in the, I didn't have no way. I mean, I probably could have got it on video, but I mean, I'd have probably been embarrassed. I probably cried a couple times and screamed out a little bit. But you know what I mean? I was on to go to the bank, and I was like, nah, I'll try to make it through it, because the water over on the bank was higher. So I tried to make it through these trees here, and one of them, I think that one over there is the one I jumped over. So I leaped over that one with the kayak. Then I come through, and I wanted to get back over here and go in between these two trees, but I seen that I couldn't do it because it's too shallow. So I had to basically go through here and go jump back over this log and go back into that deeper water and go down this way. Then when I got down this way, the current started picking up real hard because there was a turn right here in the river, and it basically shot me all the way over here, all the way into the back. So I ended up stopping in the back of that bank back here. Then I turned around and I tried to come back up it, but it wouldn't let me. So the current's too strong for me to paddle through this. But you can see how rough it is. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, the worst thing would have happened, when I hit that log, I thought it was gonna flip me. But then, like I said, the worst thing would happen to me is I'd stand up and I'd have to swim to the bank and drag my kayak, because I got a life jacket on. But it was exciting as hell. I mean, you think a roller coaster. But like I said, you just have to know. I wanted to test myself, because I wanted to know how to get through this kind of shit. Because I know I'm going to run into, because we're going to be making kayak videos for sure, you know. I mean, this is going to be the last one this year, but we'll definitely be doing this next year, because I'm having a hell of a time, man. I'm having a great time. I just don't like that I have to walk a lot, because I do this by myself, so I don't have anybody like to go and park downstream so I can go downstream, then pull the kayak in to go back to my truck. So I have to go back upstream. That's why I was trying to do it where we'd start off going upstream, but there's no way I could have paddled up this. So if we would have went down and found a place to get in by the dam, I would have never made it through this. I mean, I could have never paddled up here. I'd have been out walking like I am now. So basically what we're doing now is we're just pulling the kayak. So I'll probably have to walk most of it. I don't know how far, because you got to think, when I got in the water up there by that island, it was rough water too. So I don't know if I'll be able to kayak. I'll probably end up having to walk across there to the other island and just walking all the way up. But this was pretty exciting, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.